Welcome back to another sneak peek of the SimGuardian, the living archive I'm building for our Sims in Notion. As mentioned in last week's sneak peek, you'll be able to manage multiple life sim games in SimGuardian. So not just The Sims 4, you'll also be able to manage The Sims 3 and 2 as well, and add any other life sim game that might be upcoming as well. Here is a preview of what the page will look like where you'll actually be managing each game. So this is an example of The Sims 4. Here you can see the rough setup. So we have here first an area where at the top you can add quick links, and there's also a button to quickly capture story ideas. This is particularly nifty because it's the first thing you'll see when you open up this page in the mobile version of the Notion app as well. And this area is actually on the top of all of the top level pages. Top level pages, I would say, the ones that first are shown under these toggles, those are the top level pages, which I won't go into all of them today. But for example, here under manage, we've got top level pages would be your games. And it's also on the top of the home page. There you'll always be able to have this quick access. Then we have this cute little call out box. It doesn't have any grand utility. I just wanted to have a pop of color, to be honest. But you can add like information about the game or anything that is relevant to you. It could be about the game. It could be, yeah, anything really. But I just thought it'd be a nice break from all the gray. And then we have our sections where you can collect various things relevant to this game. So, of course, save files, characters, legacies, properties. You also have space for your challenges, mods and CC, DLC, and collections. So collections, we're just gonna have a quick little peek in there. So that would be your resources, for example, you know, your mod NCC sites, templates, tools, whatnot, cheats for this game, any owned worlds. So for example, say you purchased Get to Work, obviously you have the base game and you have For Rent and whatnot. So the games you've signified and checked as purchased under the DLC tab here will show here. So the worlds for that DLC will show here. And then we have any holidays you've created, and then character collections. We have this collections section here, which is more collections related to this game. Thanks to a suggestion from a YouTube comment from Mr. Imposter 118, I will be including character collections in the sim profile. So you'll be able to actually keep track of the collectibles that you can collect in the game. So you'll be able to create collections for them and then keep track of what you've collected so far for a particular character. What I really want to dive into a little deeper today is how to collect and manage challenges. I know a lot of simmers love to play with challenges but struggle to keep track of their goals and progress. In the SimGuardian, you'll be able to have an overview of the current challenges you are playing and easily start a new one based off of challenge templates. And there's a section dedicated to knowing which challenges are ongoing and whatnot on various pages, including the game profile. So here we have the challenges section. If you open it up, you can see we can track legacy, build, and character challenges. Let's just open up the toggle for legacy challenges. So you see each one. So for each section, you'll have current challenges, archive challenges, and challenge templates. So under current, obviously, any ongoing challenges will pop up here. Under archive challenges, you'll see challenges that you have archived, whether you've completed them or not, but you just want them out of sight, out of mind. And then we have challenge templates. There are so many different types of challenges for The Sims 2, 3, and 4 that all also appeal to different kinds of simmers, and new challenges are being created in the community all the time. So instead of collecting the most popular ones for you, I've made it super easy for you to add challenges yourself. As many as you'd like, all in one place, and connected to your legacy lore. I've set up challenges in a way that make it easy for you to create them, to customize them, and to ultimately track the ones that you want to play. That is possible via challenge templates. Now, you can connect them here with a legacy, but you can't actually create them on this page. To actually create a new template, so if you want to add a new challenge to your collection, you head over to plan here and then to the challenges section, so the challenges page. And again, this is one of those top level pages, so we have that quick access area. And here again, we have sections like we saw before, but we have one aspect more here. So as you can see, we have an area. This is also a toggle here where you can add a new challenge. So you can create a new challenge from scratch, which will then go here once it's done and be ready for whenever you want to start that actual challenge. So once you've created a template for a build, legacy, or character challenge, you can then easily duplicate it and play with it for a new legacy, sim, or property. For example, it took me just minutes to add the Not So Berry legacy challenge template, and it would take just seconds to duplicate it to start with a new legacy. So let me show you how it's done. So you just click the new button here, and then in a side view, a new challenge will be created. I'll edit the name. That's a berry challenge demo. And then we click the button here because it's a new challenge. Then we see here, it's the legacy challenge, correct category, absolutely. So whenever you create a new challenge here, it'll automatically have that correct category. The progress bar will be shown here. So once you begin adding goals to this challenge, they will then be included in that progress bar and count towards the progress. So once they're checked off, the progress bar will automatically start filling. So I'm gonna have the challenge website open in another tab or another window, and then I can just start adding the challenge details first. So we have the name already, description and the description. Oh, and also you could fill everything in this side view, so you can just scroll, but it might be easier to just open it up in the full page, so I'll do that right now. And so I'm on the Not So Berry Legacy Challenge page, and I'm just going to copy the basic rules and the introduction, paste that in here. And so I'm just going to add a line break real quick. And then as you can see, the formatting is a bit wonky, but I can just delete wherever the line broke in a wrong place. And then we'll have all that information here. So that all looks good. There we go. So we have a description in there. The game is connected to The Sims 4. The creator, so ignore these. This is just for testing purposes, but the creator is obviously Little Simsy. Source, we will grab real quick the website. So that's the source. And we'll leave the associated legacy empty for now. That stays empty for the template and will be filled in when you duplicate it to actually play with it. So that part is done. The core details are filled in. And once you've filled in those core details and at least one goal, it'll automatically pop that new challenge into the template section. So let's start adding goals. So I'll just click here. We have a new goal. So the goals will be sorted by, alphabetically. And so to make sure that the first begin generation kind of goal is always on the top, I'll add this little cute flower, and then I will type in begin generation 1 mint. Now, I can add any relevant notes to that bit here. I can select here whether or not the goal is optional. If I leave the optional box empty, that means this goal must be completed to actually get 100% completion progress. If I were to check this box, then this goal doesn't have to be complete to reach 100%. And so for generation 1 mint, we have a little description from Little Simsy, and I'll add that in here like I did the description before. Again, I'll correct some of those line breaks, add one here. And the rules, actually, I'll remove here because the rules are my goals. And so I'll add those, each of them, as a new goal. So it's quite easy. It's just a bunch of copy pasting and grabbing that information from that source page. And also it's a generation 1 goal. So I'll add the generation as well, since this is a legacy challenge. For the most part, in most cases, legacy challenges, the goals are tied to certain generations. And so you can use this field here to associate a goal with a certain generation. And here you'll see further points. So this is the template, and so I'll leave all of this here empty. But once the template is finished and you actually duplicate it, you would connect a save file and a legacy with these goals, and then you could play with it. I'll show you how to do that in a second once I show you the complete Not So Berry challenge. But yeah, this is how you would do it. So you would just fill it in, and then once you're done with that, you can close this and go back to the legacy page. The challenges page. And then you'll have that template here ready to go. Now I'll just show you the complete example. So that would be here, the Not So Berry challenge, what it looks like if it's complete. So I added some colors, I had a little bit of fun with that. So here is the overview, where the working view, so to say. And then we also have a few more views in the challenge page. So we have a progress view, where you, on like a Kanban board view, you see the goals per generation in a more progressive, almost like a timeline view, kinda. And then you can check them off here if you are done. Now, of course, it's the template, so you wouldn't do that here. You duplicate it first, but it's just an example. Then we have a checklist view, where you can see all of the goals in a list. Now, if you check anything off here, it will go away, and that means this is just an easy list to work with, to have an overview of just really what you still have to do. Whereas in the progress view, everything just always stays in this view, even if you check it off as done. If you click something away and then click it as complete, but that was premature, you can always go back to the overview and you'll see that goal checked as done here, and then you can correct that and just uncheck it, and then it'll come back. So now that we have our template, how do you actually duplicate it to use it for your own challenge? So going back now to that challenges overview page, we would select the template, duplicate it, and then you would just click here to connect it with a legacy of your choice. So for example, I'll take the To Roll with Legacy, and now it's under the current challenges tab. But we're not quite done yet. Just one more thing. You have to open up the challenge and then make sure all of the goals are visible by clicking on Load More. You bulk select, and then you can connect it with the current save file and associated legacy. So beforehand, we connected the actual challenge with the legacy we were playing with, and now we have to connect all of the actual goals to the legacy and save file we're playing, and then we're ready to go. During gameplay, you would then begin to associate your goals with the respective generation and character. And in turn, once you've done that, those goals will then show up in that legacies or characters profile. And just for funsies, I want to show you real quick how you could do this for the 100 Baby Challenge, which is a unique one, I guess, because it's not really a generational challenge per se. It's about just getting as many babies as possible within the least amount of generations. So I actually customized the view here slightly, so I don't have a generations property here, because that's something that doesn't really matter for the actual goal itself. You don't have to have baby 2 in generation 2, for example. But obviously having a baby is important. You might also want to track certain information for this goal. So the notes section doesn't have to always be used to add more context to a goal. It can actually be used to track information that you want for a certain goal. So you might want to keep track of the baby daddy and the actual baby that was had for that goal, while here under characters involved, the baby mama would be connected. So it's possible and super easy to add a mention to the notes section. So you could replace the mentioned baby here with the actual baby's name, same with the baby daddy, and that way you can keep track of the Sims that were involved in achieving that goal. And if you want to have that same consistency for each new goal you create, well, you just create it for one goal and you can duplicate the goal. And then once you've created a few of them, you can just bulk select them and then duplicate those, and that way you quickly then can have those 100 records, 100 goals basically that you want to check off. And then you just simply change the number here and edit that so that you can quickly also, again, within minutes, have a complete challenge ready to go, a complete template that you can, moving forward, simply duplicate to use. So you create a challenge once, like a template, and then you can duplicate that as many times as you need. You could also customize it, like say you really like the 100 Baby Challenge, but you're playing it in your own way. Well, you can add an extra goal. You can add extra rules if you want to. The best part is that it's all connected. So it isn't a challenge that lives for itself. The challenge is connected to legacies, to generations, to characters, to save files, which are in turn connected with memories and all that. So you can see things that are associated with the challenge and go and see more about the baby daddy and all that stuff, who he was connected with. It was a super important thing to include in the SimGuardian, because I know it's like tracking 101 is how to keep track of your progress in a challenge, but at the same time you have that added benefit that it's all connected, and so you're tracking with purpose, so to say, as well, right? So I hope you enjoyed this week's sneak peek. Next week we'll be talking about how you can manage your rotational gameplay in the SimGuardian. So like I said, you can manage different games, so not just Sims 4, but Sims 3 and Sims 2 as well. I know, especially in the Sims 2, rotational gameplay is very popular, and I got you. So obviously you can do rotational gameplay with Sims 4 and Sims 3 as well. It can very well still be tracked as well. All the same in the SimGuardian. I definitely didn't want to leave out my OG Simmers that are still playing the Sims 2. That I think their greatest struggle is probably rotational gameplay and tracking that. So we'll dive into that next week. Oh, and before I forget, please always give feedback. Like I said, I definitely incorporate it where I can. For example, creating collections in the Sim profile to make you completionists out there happy. I am trying to build the Notion system of my dreams, but I also want to create the system of your dreams. So please keep your suggestions and feedback coming. I am so happy and welcome to hear all of them and to do my best to incorporate them. Until next week, happy simming!